Have you ever stopped to think, is my life just random chance? Or do my choices actually steer my destiny? Well, today we're jumping into an incredible ancient text, the Verañjakasutta, which gives a surprisingly direct answer to that exact question. So, let's start with the big question, the one we all ask at some point. Why is life so different for everyone? Why is it that some people seem to have it all, while others face nothing but hardship? This isn't some new age dilemma. It's the very question a group of people brought to the Buddha more than 2,500 years ago. Okay, so picture this. We're in a town called Verañjaka. The local householders are just going about their business when they start hearing whispers, buzz about this incredible teacher named Gautama who's staying nearby. And look, this wasn't just any rumor. The reputation that preceded him was massive. We're talking fully enlightened Buddha, a teacher of gods and humans. This is what really got their attention. They knew if they were going to get answers, this was the person to ask. His credibility was off the charts. So, they go to meet him, and after showing their respect, they get right to the point, no small talk. They basically ask, what gives? What's the reason? What's the cause for this huge gap between the fortunate and the unfortunate in the world? This one question just sets the stage for everything that's about to unfold.
The Buddha's first answer was just incredibly simple and powerful. He told them the cause of suffering is adharmakarya and visamakarya, basically unrighteous and unbalanced conduct. And the cause of happiness? You guessed it, the complete opposite, dhammakarya and samakarya, righteous and balanced conduct. In one fell swoop, he takes destiny out of the hands of fate and puts it squarely in ours. It's not about chance, it's about our actions.
But, that answer was a little too neat. It was powerful for sure, but they needed more. It's like being told the secret to a great meal is good ingredients. They needed the recipe. So they asked him, Master Gautama, could you please break that down for us? And that's what takes us right into the heart of this teaching.
So the Buddha did just that. He started by explaining what this unrighteous and unbalanced conduct actually looks like in practice. He laid out 10 specific actions that lead directly to misfortune, starting with the things we do with our body.
He began with 3 really fundamental physical acts. First, panatipata, which is killing or taking life. Pretty straightforward. Second, adinadana, which means taking what isn't freely given, in other words, stealing. And third, kamesumachachara, or sexual misconduct. These are the big 3 ways we can cause harm with our bodies.
Next up, he moved from our actions to our words, which can be just as potent. He pointed out 4 ways our speech creates suffering. There's musavada, false speech, just plain lying. Then we have pisuna vacha, divisive speech, gossip and slander that turns people against each other. After that comes varusavacha, harsh, abusive language. And last, sampapalapa, which is basically pointless, idle chatter.
In this next part, this is where it all really begins, isn't it? In the mind. The last 3 unwholesome actions are purely mental. We've got abhijā, or covetousness, that burning desire for something that isn't yours. Then there's vyapada, ill will. That's the active wish for someone else to suffer. And maybe the most important of all, miccadadici, or wrong view, which is fundamentally misunderstanding how the world works, like thinking your actions don't have consequences.
Okay, so after painting that pretty clear picture of the path to misfortune, the Buddha then flipped the script. He showed them the other side of the coin, the righteous, balanced conduct that leads straight to happiness. And you'll see, it's a perfect mirror of what we just talked about.
The wholesome path, it also starts with the body, but it's about what you don't do. It's choosing to abstain from taking life and instead actively being compassionate. It's respecting people's belongings by not taking what isn't yours, and it's acting with integrity and respect in your relationships. And wholesome speech, it follows the exact same pattern. It's about transforming what could be harmful into something helpful. So instead of lying, you tell the truth. Instead of causing division, you use words that bring people together. You replace harshness with kindness. And you drop the useless chatter for speech that's actually helpful and timely.
And finally, we get to the mental states that are the engine for everything else. There's anabhijā, non-covetousness, which naturally leads to feeling content and generous. There's avyapada, non-ill will, which is the active practice of loving kindness for everyone. And then there's samadhisthiti, right view, seeing things clearly, understanding cause and effect, and seeing reality as it truly is.
Now, this isn't just about avoiding a bad future. The Buddha made it clear that following this wholesome path actively creates good things. And we're not just talking about feeling good day to day. The rewards can extend way, way beyond this single lifetime. He actually described it as a kind of stairway. A person who lives this way could be reborn into a really fortunate human life. Or they could go even higher, becoming a companion to heavenly beings or devas in realms of increasing bliss. At the very top, this path could even lead to rebirth in what are called the formless realms, states of pure, limitless consciousness.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the twist. Even those amazing heavenly realms are not the final destination. The Buddha pointed to something even greater, a goal that completely transcends that whole cycle of birth and death.
This is the ultimate payoff of righteous and balanced conduct. It's not about getting a better life next time around, it's about finding total freedom in this life. By completely getting rid of the mental taints, those deep roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, a person can experience the complete liberation of their mind and wisdom right here, right now.
So, after hearing this whole explanation, from the simplest actions all the way to the ultimate goal of freedom, you can just imagine how the householders of Verañjaka felt. They were blown away. Their response was just pure awe and gratitude. Excellent, Master Gotama, just excellent.
And to try and explain how clear everything suddenly was, they used these amazing metaphors. They said it was like he had turned something right side up that had been overturned, or revealed something that had been totally hidden. It was like he'd lit a lamp in a dark room and now they could finally see. He made the path to their own destiny crystal clear.
And really, that's what it all boils down to. The Verañjakasutta makes it incredibly plain. Our future isn't some random lottery. It's a direct consequence of how we choose to act. So, the teaching leaves us with a very direct, very personal question to think about. What kind of path are you creating? With your body, your speech, and your mind, right now, today.